However, not every day is equal in terms of news, and that's a good thing today, given what the news was yesterday in terms of violence in Europe. But today was not a huge news day. The Electoral College didn't meet today. It met yesterday. The terrorism occurred yesterday. So we have to make a little bit of an editorial decision. What do we lead? But we're not going to pretend it's a crisis. I just want to get that out there before we get to our lead story. Now, our lead story. I bet you have no idea what it is, but it is the sad decline of a recent conservative icon. And I'm talking about talk show host and failed entrepreneur Glenn Beck. He has now already had enough humiliation for several lifetimes, with the publicly basically going bonkers, and with the collapse of his personally funded media network and so many firings and people sort of left without a job, et cetera, et cetera. But lately, in recent months, his decline has really been hitting the Keith Olbermann level. And if you watched 2 episodes ago, you heard us talk about Keith Olbermann. Many of you already know the stories about his Mercury Radio Arts Company and his online publication, The Blaze. They've been majorly scaled back. He had spent a lot of money on extravagant offices. They're now pretty empty, as almost all the employees have been let go. He has been a little bit ridiculous with spending, calling to mind, what's that movie? Citizen Kane. No, except Citizen Kane, I still had the money to pay for it. But ridiculous spending, things like a replica of the White House Oval Office, a private plane, and that's just the start. You can Google it more. But yesterday, what Beck did was he made an appearance on a show called Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. And don't feel like you're out of the loop or uncool if you haven't heard of that, because really not that many people watch it. It's a so-called, who's Samantha Bee? I mean, she used to be on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart Leibowitz, and like a lot of the people who are on The Daily Show, she went on to do her own thing, not that many people were really watching. But she's a so-called comedian. She does political so-called humor and tells so-called jokes on so-called Comedy Central. Given that she's on Comedy Central, do I really need to tell you which way she leans politically? Probably not. But Beck and Bee, they, I guess, went to the BFF level, or they just sort of warmed things up, and they agreed on their show, and this is where it gets dramatic here. They were going to form an alliance against President-elect Trump. I mean, Beck is desperate now. Let's keep that in mind, and don't think any of this is necessarily coming from the heart. The man is desperate. And by the way, if this is the face of Never Trump, great. You know, maybe they can add Chris Suprin to the mix. And if you've been watching, you know who Chris Suprin is at this point. But Samantha Bee, she said, quote, "I think our future is going to be a broad coalition of nonpartisan decency. All of us against Trumpism," to which Beck very piously replied, "I agree." Honestly, I do feel bad for the guy. I've never made it to the extent he has, not even close, but it must hurt to have things fall backwards in such a direction when you're so desperate, when you don't want to lay low, you want to get it back, and you'll do anything to try to get things back, sell out whatever principles you've had. One nice thing about Beck is he did give us Tommy Lauren, and whether you like what she has to say or not, she's pleasant to look at.